having done visual effects in the past, a lot of the visual effects movies I've been involved with, we were set to create extraordinarily realistic visual effects. So if you're creating a dragon, even if it's a monster, it had to have the texture and the skin of a real creature. And most of the visual effects movies you see in the summertime do that exact thing. What we were aiming for here is something you've never seen before, something that was so completely original and unique that the audience would kind of gasp when they first saw it. So when these video game creatures come to life, they take on this sort of a voxelated, pixelated, lit from within aura, and the voxels are constantly moving. So it's literally a three-dimensional version of these little 8-bit games that you used to see on your computer screen, and they're terrifying. And they can wreak havoc. You know, what we did not want to do is make them cuddly and cute, because they're coming to our world to destroy us. So if Pac-Man is 30 feet tall and he bites through your arm or a city bus, your arm actually pixelates and crumbles and falls away. Same with a city bus or a building. And that's a unique sort of visual perspective that I've never seen on film before. I wanted to be part of Pixels, first and foremost because of the script. I felt that I was reading a lot of big action-adventure movies because of my relationship with Harry Potter and Percy Jackson and Night at the Museum. People were expecting me to do another one of those types of films, and I get a lot of those scripts, and they just didn't feel original. Reading the Pixels script felt so original, so unique. I had to do it. I just felt that I had to do it, and I really fell in love with the characters as well. And I like the blend of comedy, because it gave me an opportunity which I hadn't been able to do in those other films. I didn't direct Night at the Museum, but I always loved what Sean did with those characters. There was comedy, but there was also a sense of action-adventure. Pixels enabled me to do that. It enabled me to push the comedy as far as we could, but also create this very intense, very edgy action-adventure film. It's a mishmash of all the things I've done in the past. It's sort of like Gremlins meets Goonies meets Harry Potter. So it was an opportunity to create something really fresh using the tools I had sort of gathered along the years. I think families are going to respond incredibly well to Pixels. They're going to love Pixels because the older generation, the parents, will remember playing the video games in an actual arcade. The kids will be just amazed at these characters on screen. They'll fall in love with the characters. And I guess a general audience, the humor's for everyone. It's like when we were doing films like Home Alone or even Mrs. Doubtfire, real comedies, Night at the Museum as well, we weren't trying to just make a film for kids. We wanted to make a film for the parents as well. So when you come into this film, there are 100 jokes that work at a parental level and 100 jokes that work for kids, and that's the key to create a film that you want to bring your kids to go see, as opposed to feeling like, oh God, I got to drag my kids to see this and I got to sit there. But this film is, and it goes beyond that. I think there's a lot of nostalgia among college-age kids about these games and about the '80s in particular. And I certainly get it all the time when I talk to these kids, and their favorite movie is The Goonies. So I know that era is really, it's in a good place right now. So I think college kids are going to love this movie as well.